All right, welcome back. 9/11 here on your Thursday morning. Oklahoma City police have had their hands full from recent shootings to helping respond to grass fires here in the metro. Every month, KOCO 5 checks in with Oklahoma City Police Chief Wade Gurley, and he is here with us this morning to give us an update on all things OKC. Chief, thanks for being here with us this morning.
You bet. Thank you for having me.
All right, so starting with some of those recent shootings, specifically the one at that bar Whiskey Barrel Saloon. That was a deadly shooting that happened over the weekend. Can you give us an update about that?
Sure. We've made 3 arrests so far, 2 for murder charges, 1 for shooting with intent. There's a few more that we're looking for. We'll hope to have that wrapped up here very soon. With the assistance of the U.S. Marshals, we've been tracking those folks down in different areas around the state, and I'm confident we'll get the rest of them in custody.
And I understand that this stemmed from a rivalry between biker gangs, is that right?
Correct. What appears to be right now is at least 2 rival gangs that had been feuding for a while, and this was kind of a culmination of that. It looked like the individuals when all this started, that these particular individuals were targeted as part of that. And we stay on top of these different gangs and other things around the city that want to do harm and violence, and we want to make sure this sends a clear message, especially as quickly as they were apprehended on this, that we don't want that activity here in Oklahoma City. And if that's what you're here to do, commit those type of crimes and be involved in that gang activity, you're going to be held accountable.
And that goes into my next question. So that shooting wasn't the only shooting from last weekend. There were some other shootings. One of them was deadly. What is your message to people out there concerned about what they saw this past weekend and just your reaction to all of this?
The biggest thing, when these crimes do get solved quickly, it's usually because we have a lot of help from the public. And so that's the biggest thing I try to tell folks is if you know something about any of these, you don't have to get involved. You can remain anonymous. But let us know. That's how we keep these things from happening and get these folks in custody quickly after the event occurs.
Over the past few days, your officers have been on hand to help with those grass fires that unfortunately sparked here in the metro. The last Friday, it was really bad with those high winds. Can you talk about the preparation that went into that and also day of? What was it like for your officers out there?
Sure. I actually spoke to the pilot and the tactical flight officer that were involved in those flights over the grass fires last week, and it was amazing to hear what they had to deal with. I initially got the call. We activated part of our emergency response team to help the fire department, and I was really unsure if our aircraft could even fly because the winds were so high. And then you couple that with the fact that they're carrying a large amount of weight in that Bambi bucket. It was just very impressive to me, and the pilots worked very hard. They told me, on TV it may look like it was easy, but it definitely was not. And that's a deal we've been training with the fire department for about a year now, working on doing that. So we're just pleased that now we can increase our mission scope and be able to help with those grass fires.
The department announced last month about an investigation into someone drowning dogs at Edwards Park. Do you have an update to share about that investigation?
We've been working that diligently because, obviously that person needs to be apprehended, and we don't really have any further information about it, but it is something that we're working. I encourage anyone, if you have any information at all, to contact Crime Stoppers, and we'll run down those leads. We've had several people, that have phoned in and trying to track different things down, but nothing that's really led to an arrest so far.
Okay, so switching gears here, in March, the department says that officers used 21 Narcan 21 times. How important is it for officers to have that drug on hand? And also, is 21 times to use Narcan, is that an increase?
We've seen it gradually going up over the last few years. I always talk about, when you see things going on in the country, it seems like it always starts kind of on the east and west coast and then moves more central. And so fentanyl's been a problem in the country for quite a while. We've seen quite an increase here in Oklahoma City. And I believe our officers have been carrying and using Narcan for about 4 years, I think, maybe a little bit longer. But it's saved a lot of lives, and it's very important for us to have those. What we are seeing now is it's taking more doses of Narcan to work because the fentanyl's getting stronger. It's more concentrated in the pills and things that people are taking. And so I did recently read an article that I think there's a movement around the country, or I don't know if it's been approved yet, for Narcan to be available over the counter. So, families with drug addicted individuals can have it on hand too. So we're hoping it'll help us save more lives.
All right, and finally to the Bricktown curfew. It's been a month since that's been implemented down there. How do you think it's helped so far with crime, with businesses, and just people who want to go down to Bricktown for a fun and safe night?
Sure, I've spoken with the officers and some of the business owners down there, and they say it has helped quite a bit. And the thing that it's done is it allows the officers to get the juveniles and those issues cleared out prior to when the bars let out and things get really active down there, so they're not dealing with multiple situations at once. There have been 4 citations that have been issued for the curfew, but 2 of those were issued in relation to some other charges. So we've been very patient in trying to just educate people, but we have had to issue a few citations so far with it, but it has helped.
All right, Chief, is there anything that you want to tell our viewers watching today that I didn't ask?
I always mention recruiting. We're hiring. We're 211 officers down right now. We're actively recruiting for a class that starts in August. And, if you want a great career at a great department in a great city, please come apply and join the Oklahoma City Police Department.
All right, Chief Gurley, thank you so much for your time here. We have more information about everything we just talked about up on our website, KOCO.com.